I don't think we put off important things because we're lazy. And it's not because we don't have enough willpower. Even fear of failure can miss what's really going on. It's not that fear never plays a role, it does. But most days, it's something simpler. When I procrastinate, it isn't because I don't care. I do care. I know it matters. It's just that important things feel like they require a different version of me. For it to be quiet, for nobody to interrupt, for my thoughts to line up, for me to become that normal me who doesn't drift off and doesn't yawn. And meanwhile, the everyday me walks around the apartment, answers messages, and puts the kettle on. Yesterday was a completely ordinary evening. I came home, took off my jacket, set a bag of groceries on the small stool in the hallway. The kitchen was warm with that yellow light, and the lamp under the cabinet flickered a little. My phone buzzed in my pocket, something in the group chat. There were a couple of cups in the sink, and a frying pan from yesterday morning was still on the stove. I knew I needed to sit down and write one email, just one. Confirm the meeting, attach the files, answer 2 questions. I'd been carrying it around in my head for 2 days, like a browser tab you don't want to close because you're not sure you'll find it again. I turned on the water and thought, I'll wash these quickly and then I'll sit down. I washed the cups, wiped the counter without thinking. I saw crumbs and wiped under the bread box. I noticed the trash was almost full. Well, might as well. I tied the bag, took it out to the hallway, came back, put the kettle on. While it heated, I opened the fridge, just to see what was in there. The kettle clicked. I poured the water, grabbed a mug, and went into the room. I sat at the desk and opened my laptop. And in my head, it wasn't panic, it wasn't fear, it was just this quiet feeling. I'm not ready. Like I should prepare a little more so the email comes out the way it should. I looked at the screen, then at the mug, then back to the screen. And my hand reached on its own, not for the inbox, but for the news or a marketplace site. Just for a minute, just to reset. And right then I noticed something small, not dramatic, almost easy to miss. I wasn't avoiding the email itself. I was avoiding the moment when real work begins. Like before it starts, you're supposed to sit the right way, put your face together, turn down the noise, become focused. And I wasn't focused. I was in socks, my hands were still damp, and my head was full of little things. Stop at the pharmacy tomorrow, reply to my mom, pay the internet bill. So basically, I was waiting to become a person who doesn't have all that running in the background. Not waiting as a decision, more like a reflex. I'll just finish one more small thing and then I'll start. And every time that then slips a little farther away. I closed the Marketplace tab not because I'd pulled myself together. I just noticed what it keeps feeling like, as if important things begin with a starting whistle. But there is no whistle. There won't be one. There's only the way in, right here, with a mug, with the faucet dripping in the kitchen, with the lamp flickering. And it isn't just that email. I do the same thing with making a doctor's appointment. I can spend a week thinking, I need to call. And every time it feels like I have to catch the right moment when I'm not rushed. But I'm almost always rushed, even if I'm sitting perfectly still. So I end up waiting for an hour when I won't be tired, or annoyed, or unsure I'll say everything right. And in the meantime, I do things that don't need a special start. Folding socks, wiping the mirror, answering messages that don't really matter. You can do those in any mood. A phone call feels like it requires my best version. Or paperwork, not cleaning in general, papers specifically. Insurance, bills, random sheets shoved into a folder. Honestly, it's not even that hard. But it sits there because in my head it turns into a project. Sit down, spread everything out, do it neatly, sign things, make files. In other words, start the right way. And if I can't start the right way, I'd rather not start at all. It isn't even a sentence in my mind, more like a physical feeling, like my hand won't open the folder until the room feels even and straight. At work, it's the same. There are tasks you can do in fragments: reply here, fix something there, forward a message. Those are easy because they don't ask you to fully switch on. And then there's the one thing you actually have to think through: write the first paragraph, build a structure, prepare for a conversation. And I catch myself being busy for half the day, genuinely tired, and still not going near that. Not because I don't want to, because I'm guarding the start. I want it clean. And the moment never gets clean. It just runs out. And at home, conversations. Important ones, but short. Saying to someone close, "I need you to warn me," or "I can't handle this right now." I can put that off because I'm not afraid of a fight. Sometimes there wouldn't even be a fight. I put it off because it feels like for a conversation like that, I need to be calm and correct, with perfectly chosen words. And I'm usually not perfectly calm. I'm alive, a little irritated, a little tired, so I think tomorrow I'll feel more steady, and then tomorrow comes, and I'm a little tired again, and again, later. My later is set up like a separate room. You can store everything in there. It's supposed to be quiet and bright and full of time. But my real apartment is different. The cat wants food, the phone rings, the radiator clanks, and I'm always in the middle of something. If you wait for that room, you can wait forever. Once I saw this from the outside, standing in line at a coffee shop. In front of me, a man held his phone and clearly meant to pay. He opened his banking app, minimized it, opened a messenger, read something, put it away, opened the bank again. All of it without moving, in maybe 30 seconds. And I suddenly recognized that tiny loop. You're already at the door, but you step back half a step because you want the entry to be smooth. Not because he's afraid, he's just waiting for 1 second when things feel even inside. That evening, I sat down at my desk again. The email was there as a draft. I didn't try to create an ideal beginning. I just opened it and looked at the first line. Put the cursor there. The tea in the mug had already gone cold. The lamp lit up my face. My keys were off to the side, and I really should have put them away. And the important thing was right there, without a separate room. I still got distracted. The faucet dripped, the lamp flickered, the chat kept going. I didn't fight it like it was the enemy. It was just my life, noisy, mixed together. I sat there a little longer, not sitting up straight, just as I was. Then I closed the laptop because I was sleepy, and the email stayed in drafts, open, unfinished, not brought to the proper ending. I turned off the light and went to wash my face.